Those in favor of the adoption of the first schedule say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The first schedule is ordered to stand part of the bill. The second schedule.
Types of transfers covered.
Yes, Minister. What I understand the minister to be saying is that at 4, first line, we should delete carried out using the following modes. Is that what you are proposing? But what is there is there, transfer from mobile money accounts to bank accounts.
Mr. Speaker, item XXS, second schedule, amendment proposed, paragraph 3, delete and insert the following: transfers from bank accounts to mobile money accounts. I so propose, Mr. Speaker. So we are back to...
Honorable members, when you look at the order paper at page 21, the motion that has been moved by the minister is XXX. And the proposal is for us to delete the whole clause in the second schedule, paragraph 3, and then insert the following: transfers from bank accounts to mobile money accounts. Those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried. We now move to the next proposed amendment, which is numbered XXXI. Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, XXXVI, second schedule, amendment proposed. Paragraph 5, delete and insert the following: bank transfers on an instance paid digital platform or application originating from a bank account belonging to an individual, subject to a threshold to be determined by the minister. I so propose.
Well, Minister, you've gone faster than what we have. So move the XXXI 21, which has 21 and 22, pages 21, 22.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. XXXI, second schedule, Amendment proposed. Paragraph 4, delete and insert the following. Transfers from mobile money accounts to bank accounts. I so propose, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, motion moved for the consideration of the House. I put the question. Those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried. Now we move to XXXX III. There is a proposed amendment standing in the name of the chairman of the committee. Yes, Chairman, you may move your proposed amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Second schedule, amendment proposed. Clause 3, paragraph C, at end, delete in writing and insert by regulation. I so propose, Mr. Speaker.
Motion moved for the consideration of the House. I put the question. Those in amendment say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried. We have another proposed amendment standing in the name of the chairman of the committee, numbered XXXIV. Yes, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Second schedule again, amendment proposed. Clause 4, paragraph C, at end, delete in writing and insert by regulation. I so propose, Mr. Speaker.
It's quite consequential. And so I put the question on that. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is carried. And then we move to the proposed amendment standing in the name of the Minister for Finance, XXXVI. Minister for Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Second schedule, amendment proposed, paragraph 5, delete and insert the following, Mr. Speaker. Bank transfer and instant pay or any other digital platform or application originating from a bank account belonging to an individual subject to a threshold to be determined by the Minister. I so propose, Mr. Speaker.
Minister, what you just said is not what is captured on my order paper. Bank transfers on an instant pay data platform or application originating from a bank account belonging to an individual subject to a threshold to be determined by the Minister. That's what I have.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I also inserted or any other after an instant pay.
Yes,
in the first line.
You need leave to insert that further amendment. So you have to seek my leave to insert that amendment into your amendment now, the current one. Then I can grant it and you do so.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I seek your leave, Mr. Speaker, to amend it as such, or any other. Thank you, Mr.
Members,
Speaker.
The amendment proposed has been further amended as read by the Minister of Finance. Those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. We have a further amendment, this time standing in the name of the Minister for Communication. And it's your time to move your proposed amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the previous amendment takes care of my concern, and so I abandon my amendment, my proposed amendment. Thank you.
Proposed amendment by the Minister of Communication accordingly withdrawn. Honourable members, I now put the question on the whole of the second schedule. And the question is that The second schedule as variously amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The second schedule as variously amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Honorable members, we now move to the long title of the bill.
An act to impose a levy to
Sorry. Yes, a minute. Yes, Majority Leader.
The Speaker, with respect, I would want us to go back to page 20. Page 20. That is
Page
20. Item listed as XXVI, Roman number 26.
Yes.
The Speaker, the amendment stands in the name of the Honorable Samuel Nati George.
Yes.
The Speaker, that amendment really captures what we have been discussing earlier on, even though it bears the name of the Honorable Samuel Nati George. The Speaker, I want to move that amendment, subject to a few further amendments, because, Mr. Speaker, we are talking about strengthening reportage and also the oversight functions of Parliament.
Well, I really drew your attention to it, but I think you didn't take advantage of the opportunity created at that time. We will grant you, so we can do that.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, is to add a new clause after clause 6. And one is the Ghana Revenue Authority shall present to the Minister quarterly reports on the performance and expenditure of the Electronic Transfer Levy Fund on the Electronic Transfer Levy not later than the end of the month following the end of each quarter. That is one. Mr. Speaker, the second should read, the Minister responsible for Finance shall publish semi-annual reports on the electronic
I want to hear what he's saying, because it's further amending what is before us, so that I can capture it properly. Yes, go on.
The Minister for Finance shall publish semi-annual reports on the electronic levy fund not later than the Speaker shall publish the annual reports on the Speaker in presentation of the annual budget statement and economic policy. If you accompany that, and the second one will be in the course of the mid-year review, so that it will be twice. So the presentation of the main budget and the mid-year review. So the Speaker,
yes.
The first one, I guess we agree.
Have you adopted the last leg of the paragraph and shall present the reports to Parliament?
Yes.
And so what I have here
The Speaker,
is
the first is the submission of the budget, the budget statement and economic policy.
Yes, I want to read what I got down.
Right.
So that if you are correct, or if I make a mistake, you can correct me. Now, the new clause proposed as XSVI at page 20 of the order paper is further being amended by the majority leader by leave. Number 1, line 3, you delete fund. Then number 2 reads as follows. The Minister for Finance shall publish semi-annual reports on the electronic levy funds not later than the presentation of the annual budget statement and economic policy of the government and the mid-year review of the budget performance of that year, if any. It's not every year that you may have mid-year review. Some years you may not have mid-year review. Or we want to legislate that you must always have mid-year review.
Mr. Speaker, the mid-year review is statutory.
So we do it.
Yes.
So no if any.
It's rather
yes.
The additional expenditures. If they are
budget performance, full stop. And shall present the report to Parliament. Those in favor of the proposed amendment say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Yes, Chairman, is there a mistake before I haven't put the question to the final one yet? The ayes have it. The motion is carried. And I put the question on that proposed new clause. Those in favor that a new clause as captured in the proposed amendment XSVI.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Just a minor thing. I think the GRE, the report that they are going to present to the minister, relate to the revenue streams, not the expenditure. So rather, it should read reports on the performance of the revenues, not the expenditure. But they don't report on expenditure to the minister. It's the revenues. On the performance of the revenues.
Honourable members, yeah, we are at the consideration stage, so the rules are relaxed. That's why the maize should be tilted. Now, the majority leader has further amended subclause 1 of the new clause at item SSVI by the deletion at line 2 flowing to line 3 of and expenditure. Delete and expenditure and insert of the revenue. Of the revenue from what? From the what? From the electronic transfer levy. And so that subclause read the Ghana Revenue Authority shall present to the minister quarterly reports on the performance of the revenue from the electronic transfer levy not later than the end of the month following the end of each quarter. So I put the question again. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. With this, I put the question on the new clause. And the question is that a new clause be inserted to the bill as captured at pages 20 and 21 of the order paper. Those in favor that that stands pass of the bill say aye. Those against say no. Further amendment? Further amendment. Further amendment.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
my attention has been drawn to why the emphasis on 15th of February and 15th of August. Mr. Speaker, because if it has to accompany the main budget, which is delivered in October or November, the year will not have ended. So I believe the first one, the 15th of February, is all right. And then the other one will be the mid-year review. As simple as that.
Yes, Chairman.
Mr. Speaker, I seek your leave. Earlier on, I had moved amendment in the name of the committee for XXX III and XSX IB. But upon a second look, I realized that the minister's amendment in respect of XXX and XSXI have made our amendment unnecessary. I therefore seek your leave to withdraw those amendments. Okay, so
On two, so do both.
yes.
Honorable members, the chairman has drawn our attention to what has been captured as Roman XI, which is at page 18 of the order paper. We've already put the question on it and we've agreed to the proposed amendment. Now, he wants us to negative the proposed amendment. Those in favor of his current proposal that item captured as XI of clause 2 to say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. So that clause 2 numbered as XI has been negatived. And so I put the question on the whole of clause 2 again. That clause 2 as variously amended stand part of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clause 2 as variously amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. I can now move to the long title.
an act to impose a levy to be known as the Electronic Transfer Levy on electronic transfers to enhance revenue mobilization by broadening the tax base and to provide for related matters.
Honorable members, those in favor of the proposed amendment, those in favor that the long title stands part of the bill, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The long title is accordingly ordered to stand part of the bill.
Speaker.
Yes, please.
I believe we can, because of what we've done, we can issue some consequential directive to the table officers and the draft persons to help us clean what we have done up. And I guess we'll be home and dry with that.
Honorable members, in view of what has transpired, I want to direct, and that is why it's always important to remain silent, because after all this, the table office is mandated to capture all the decisions. They cannot take away or add to what we have stated. And because of what has transpired, I want to give a general directive for them to take care of all the amendments that have been proposed, agreed, negatived, and present a very well coordinated and accepted bill, because we have to go through it and sign it before it's sent to the President for his assent. It's very important that the decisions of the House that is carried. So I should direct the table office, please do all and present it for us to be sure that that is the decision of the House. I should direct. Now, we will move to, I believe, the last item of the day, and that is item 31. 31. Sorry, honorable members, the Marshal will have to perform his duty. Honorable members, this brings us to the end of the consideration stage of the Electronic Transfer Levy Bill 2021. We now move to the third reading of the same bill, which is at item 31 of the order paper. Minister for Finance to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the Electronic Transfer Levy Bill 2021 be now read the third time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, the motion has been moved. It's now to be seconded.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House. There being no further consideration, I propose to put the question on the whole motion. And the question is that those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it.
An act to impose a levy to be known as the Electronic Transfer Levy on electronic transfers to enhance revenue mobilization by broadening the tax base and to provide for related matters.
Honourable members, the Electronic Transfer Levy Bill 2021 duly read the third time and passed. Honourable members, by the guidance of my timepiece, is a few minutes after 2 p.m. You are definitely in my hands, and I'll proceed to adjourn the House, unless otherwise guided by the House. In the absence of that, I proceed to adjourn the House. And yes, Majority Leader.
The Speaker, it has to do with the program for tomorrow. That is the presentation to the House by the President, a message on the state of the nation, and to implore members that the event will happen in this chamber, and that members are required to be seated by 9:45 in the forum. Mr. Speaker, that is the brief announcement that I have.
Honourable members, we intend to stick strictly by our timelines. The Speaker fit as a fiddle. And so, the Speaker will be in the chair by 10 in the forenoon tomorrow. We are expecting our invited guests to be here earlier than that, and that is why the Majority Leader says members should be seated at least 9:45. We expect His Excellency to be in immediately after the 10, and then we will proceed with business. So the House is adjourned to 9.
make a choice.